Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome to my Should You Pull series, where I give you reasons why you should and should not be pulling for upcoming banners coming to Dissidia Opera Omnia. Now in this video we are going to be taking a look at Emperor's event banner, which you can grab both Emperor and Furion's 15, 35 and their EX weapons, and their EX weapon will be realizable or EX plus as well. The third wheel for this banner is going to be Gilgamesh, which you can grab his 15 and his 35 CP weapon. Now in this video we are also going to be taking a look at Emperor's abilities, seeing that he is a new character. But without further ado, let's start this video off with a very familiar EX. Now the first EX that we are going to be taking a look at is Furion's EX weapon called the Sun Blade. This will give you the EX ability called Weapons Master, which is a 3-hit AoE range brave plus HP attack, and will also deal 100% splash damage to all enemies. It will turn into the plus variant when his HP is above or equal to 80%, and will tremendously raise the brave potency of Weapons Master. This will have a slightly slow recast speed, and at 1 out of 3 limit break, this will slightly raise the brave damage dealt with Weapon Masters and the plus variant. At 2 out of 3, this will moderately raise the brave damage dealt to a single target, and at 3 out of 3, this will slightly raise the recast speed of Weapons Master. Okay, so now let's take a look at the EX Plus passives for Sunblade Plus. Of course, this will improve the EX ability called Weapons Master. Now when you're using Weapon Master and Weapon Master Plus at 0 out of 3 limit break, it will have a 120% max brave overflow, and it will also moderately restore the HP based on the HP damage dealt up to 20% of his max HP. This will also extend the duration of existing buffs for 2 turns. At 1 out of 3 limit break, this will increase his max brave and his attack, and at 2 out of 3 limit break, this will give him the Boiling Blood buff when he's using Weapon Master or its plus variant for 4 turns. Also, when the quest starts, he will have the Blood Weapon and Boiling Blood buff for 6 turns at the start of the quest, and Boiling Blood basically raising his attack and grants him a brave regen. And finally, at 3 out of 3 limit break, when using Weapon Master or its plus variant, this will now increase the number of brave hits to 8 and will tremendously raise the total brave potency of Weapon Master and its plus variant, and of course will slightly raise the max brave overflow limit as well. Now, there are a couple of changes with his brave attack and his HP attack during this stage. While he has Blood Weapon up and is active and his HP is above 50% of his max HP, this will turn his brave attack and its plus variant to the plus variant, and will increase the number of brave hits to 2, slightly raising the brave potency compared to the plus variant, and raising the party's brave based on his attack. This will also slightly restore HP based on the HP damage dealt up to 5% of his max HP. Now his HP attack plus and his HP attack will turn into the plus variant as well, raising the brave base on his attack before dealing any HP damage. The brave gain can overflow up to 120% of his max brave, and will slightly restore his HP based on the HP damage dealt up to 5% of his max HP. And finally, the bonus sphere that you are going to get is called HP Heal Boost Long, which basically when his own HP is restored, it will raise his max brave by 10% for 6 turns. Okay, so after hearing all this information, should you invest on Firion? And how much should you invest on Firion's EX Plus if you do decide that you like Firion? Now, in all honesty, Firion's EX Plus is kind of underwhelming. There's really not much to improve his actual EX ability. He does get a new buff, and he does get more longevity with the plus variant of his brave attack and of course his HP attack. I do, however, feel like if you do like Firion and you want to invest on him, you should at least invest at 2 out of 3 limit break. This is when he gets Blood Weapon and Boiling Blood at the start of the quest. This means that you will have Blood Weapon and you will have like the plus variant of his abilities straight away. You don't need to use his first ability before you can actually use their plus variant. You can just go straight up to their plus variant at the start of the quest. Okay guys, so as you guys know, usually when I do 2 out of 3 limit break for the minimum, I usually go 3 out of 3 for the max. However, for Firion, I feel like his 3 out of 3 doesn't really give you a lot. The plus variant of his brave attack and his HP attack doesn't really add much to his kit. Even with just the plus variant, he will already give a brave battery to the entire party based on his attack. Now, honestly, the only bright side to going 3 out of 3 is the slight increase in the max brave overflow limit for Weapons Master. And of course, the number of brave hits just ensures that you reach your brave cap, which is nice and all, but usually you will be paired up with a brave battery character, which will ensure that you are dealing 100% of your max brave. So I think this is one of those rare instances where I would say just stick at 2 out of 3 limit break. Okay guys, so now let's talk about the brand new EX weapon that we are going to be getting for this banner, and it's for Emperor. And it's called the Venom Rod, and it will give him the EX ability called Dreary Cell and Starfall. Now, basically, when the target is inflicted with the Thunder Crest, Beckoning Blast, and Dreary Cell debuffs, this will cast any and all applicable traps before using his EX ability, which is a 4-hit AoE magic brave attack plus AoE HP attack. This will moderately raise the brave damage dealt when there's only one target, and the stolen brave can overflow up to 120% of his max brave. The HP damage is split equally amongst all enemies, and it will inflict the Thunder Crest, Beckoning Blast, and Dreary Cell debuffs for 1 turn. When Dreary Cell debuff expires, it will cast the Dreary Cell Trap. It is a 2-hit AoE brave attack plus AoE HP attack. This will ignore defense and moderately raise the brave damage dealt when there's only one target. The HP damage is split equally amongst all targets and will raise the brave based on 20% of the HP damage dealt and will delay the target for 1 turn. However, this cannot initiate a chase sequence, and the Dreary Cell debuff lowers defense. This will have a slightly slow recast speed. Now at 1 out of 3 limit break, this will increase the brave damage dealt by Dreary Cell and Starfall. At 2 out of 3 limit break, when using Dreary Cell and Starfall, this will grant Emperor the Power of Hell buff for 6 turns. This will raise his own max brave and will lower the enemy's speed. And at 3 out of 3 limit break, it will slightly raise the recast speed of Dreary Cell and Starfall. Okay, now let's take a look at the EX Plus weapon for Emperor. This will obviously improve the EX ability Dreary Cell and Starfall, and at 0 out of 3 limit break when using Dreary Cell and Starfall, this will greatly raise the Brave potency and slightly raising the max Brave overflow limit of his EX ability. At 1 out of 3 limit break when using Dreary Cell and Starfall, this will inflict the Thunder Crest, Beckoning Blast, and Dreary Cell to all enemies and will grant the Thirst for Domination buff for 6 turns. Now when the quest starts, this will grant him the Thirst of Domination and Power of Hell buff for 6 turns. At 2 out of 3 limit break, this will moderately raise his max Brave and attack, and when he has Thirst of Domination active, his Brave attack and plus variant will turn to the plus variant and increasing the number of Brave hits to 2 and slightly raising the total Brave potency compared to the Brave attack plus. Now his HP attack and HP attack plus will turn to the plus variant and will become a one-hit Magic Brave plus HP attack, with the Stolen Brave can overflow to 120% of his max Brave. And finally, at 3 out of 3 when you're using Dreary Cell and Starfall, this will increase the number of Brave hits to 6 and tremendously raising the total Brave potency of the EX ability and moderately raising the max Brave overflow limit. When Dreary Cell Trap is activated, it will have an increased number of Brave hits to 4 and moderately raising the total Brave potency, and the Stolen Brave can now overflow to 120% of his max Brave. And the bonus sphere that you will be getting is called Debuff Success Attack Long. After inflicting a debuff, it will raise the attack by 10% for 6 turns. Okay guys, so now let's talk about Emperor's abilities with its passive. We'll start off with the very first ability called Beckoning Blast in Flare combo, which is a 4-hit Magic Brave attack plus HP attack and will inflict the Beckoning Blast for debuff for 1 turn and grants the Thirst for Domination for 3 turns. When attacking enemies inflicted with Beckoning Blast, this will not inflict the Beckoning Blast debuff. It will, however, cast the Beckoning Blast trap before attacking. This is a 4-hit Magic Brave attack plus HP attack, with Stolen Brave can overflow up to 120% of his max Brave and raising his Brave based on 20% of the HP damage dealt. This will also inflict a small speed down debuff for 4 turns, and this cannot initiate a chase sequence. When Beckoning Blast debuff expires, it will cast the Beckoning Blast trap, which is what we mentioned. Beckoning Blast will also lower the enemy's defense. Thirst for Domination has the following effects. It will raise his own max Brave and attack and will also lower the enemy's speed. Now the extension for this is when using Beckoning Blast and Flare combo, it will increase the total Brave potency, and the Stolen Brave can now overflow up to 120%, and Beckoning Blast will increase in total Brave potency as well, and the Thirst for Domination will turn your Brave attack and Brave into Brave attack plus, increasing the number of Brave hits to 2 and greatly raising the Brave potency. It will also turn your HP attack into HP attack plus. It is a 1-hit Magic Brave attack plus HP attack. Now the 15 CP weapon Diamond Mace will just increase the Brave potency of Beckoning Blast in Flare combo and will improve the effects of Thirst of Domination and extending its duration as well. Okay, now let's talk about his second ability called Thunder Crest and Stygian Swell. I hope I pronounced that right, which is a 4-hit AoE Magic Brave attack plus AoE HP attack. The HP damage is split equally amongst all enemies and will inflict the Thunder Crest debuff for 2 turns. When attacking enemies inflicted with Thunder Crest, it will not inflict the Thunder Crest debuff. It will, however, cast the Thunder Crest trap before attacking, which is again 4-hit AoE Magic Brave attack plus HP, single target HP attack, and moderately increasing the Brave damage potency when there is only 1 target, and the Stolen Brave can go up, overflow up to 120% of his max Brave, and will deal 50% splash damage to other targets, and will also increase his Brave base on 20% of the HP damage dealt. This, however, cannot initiate the chase sequence as well. When the Thunder Crest debuff expires, it will cast the Thunder Crest trap. Now Thunder Crest trap also is a debuff that lowers the enemy's defense. Now the extension for this is basically your Crystal Awakening 60, level 60, which when using Thunder Crest and Stygian Swell, this will increase the total Brave potency of this ability, and the Stolen Brave can now overflow up to 150% of the max Brave, and will also moderately increase the Trap version, the total Brave potency of the Trap version. His 35 CP weapon called Demon's Rod basically will increase the Brave potency of the ability and moderately raising the Brave damage dealt to a single target. Okay guys, so after hearing all this information, how much should you be investing on Emperor's EX Plus if you do decide that you like Emperor as a character? Now I do believe minimum here is 1 out of 3 limit break, because this is where you start off the quest with the Thirst for Domination and Power of Hell buffs. These are very important buffs for the Emperor in order for him to maximize his DPS potential. Now, I do believe that you should actually go at 3 out of 3 for the Emperor. This will increase obviously his DPS potential, not only with his EX ability, and even his trap will increase the number of brave hits and will finally get a overflow as well, which is really nice for the Emperor. However, if you do feel like you don't really need those extra brave potency and overflow limit, 2 out of 3 is actually not a bad decision as well, because this is where he gets the permanent increase in his max brave and attack, and of course the plus variant for both his brave attack and his HP attack. So whichever one you want, but me personally, I feel like the Emperor is well worth going 3 out of 3. Okay guys, so we're finally at the end of this video, and of course I'm going to give you guys some reasons why you should and should not be pulling for this banner, and of course we'll start off why you should be pulling for this banner. The main reason why you will be pulling for this banner is if you do need a DPS. Honestly, Firion is kind of underwhelming in this particular banner, so if you're really after someone here, it's going to be the Emperor, and Emperor has been hyped up for the entire month, and even before this year he was already hyped up way back, and honestly he is a very powerful DPS. So if you are lacking a DPS, a magic DPS on top of that, then Emperor is the one for you. Especially if you're one of those people who actually missed out on Ultimisia, Emperor is a good substitute magic DPS. The next reason why you are going to be pulling for this banner is you need more characters to clear Dimensions End, and I can't stress that enough. You will need a lot of characters to start clearing Dimensions End, and we will be getting a new floor later this month. And finally, of course, if you are a big fan of these characters, then you should be pulling for this banner. Okay, so now let's take a look at why you should not be pulling for this banner. The first reason is you don't actually need another DPS. If you are happy with Ultimisia with her turn shenanigans, and if you feel like she's a more powerful character, then by all means you can skip this banner. The main reason for this pulling for this banner is definitely going to be for Emperor. However, I really encourage you guys that even though you have Ultimisia, having Emperor as a backup DPS is actually a pretty good investment, and it wouldn't hurt your team having another strong magic DPS. Now the next reason why you are not pulling for this banner is you want to suss out who is the next global first exclusive character, and you want to wait until you know you like that character before pulling for Emperor. And of course, the last reason why you are not pulling for this banner, or should not be pulling for this banner, is if you are not a big fan of both Firion and the Emperor. Anyway guys, I think that's the end of this video. Please remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help my little channel to grow, and of course if you click that like button, it does help with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. I am there at Monchkinz Gaming. If you do have any questions or you want to discuss about Dissidia Opera Omnia, just give me a message there and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Also, leave down in the comments below, are you pulling for Emperor or are you pulling for Furion? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Monchkinz logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.